They knew that they were trying to sell it back to us. They would have sold it back to us. You would have ended up buying it. You would have paid probably 50, 60 cents, who knows. But they were going to use it for scrap metal, but then they made a much better deal. They could just buy it and sell it to us for 15, 20 times what they paid. 20 times, think of it, like 20 times what they paid. And we wouldn't let it happen. The governor with his attorney general, Ken Baxter, they made a fantastic, good lawyer. He's pushed around pretty good by people, right? I said, you got a great attorney general. They should leave him alone. He was with me. But Ken and the governor went to court, and a judge actually became incensed and actually called for an investigation. How could a thing like this happen? So he stopped it. So we're waiting to put that wall up. And now that you have a new president, that wall will go up so fast. The governor will complain, sir. This is Greg Abbott, sir. Please, the wall is going up too fast. Please don't do that. You know the story about winning? No, we're going to win too much. We're winning too much. Please, stop. People always love that one. We'll do this with the wall. Governor Abbott calls, sir, the wall is going up too fast. We can't take it. We just can't take it. No, I think you'll be very happy if the wall goes up too fast, right? But we'll get that dude. We'll work with you on that. But it was a great decision by a great Texas judge, right? And it was beautiful, beautiful to watch. We stopped them right in their track. I mean, they were literally loading this stuff onto trucks. It was terrible. Honestly, it was terrible. And he wouldn't take it. So I'm so glad I mentioned that they have a really good governor in Texas. And I swear, I didn't know he was here. I swear to you, it sounds like a setup. I didn't know you would end. Did I get lucky? I said the right thing. Because there have been moments when I wasn't so happy with him, you know? But not too many, I can tell you that. So anyway, it's good to see you too, Governor. Great. But I just want to thank everybody. You've been incredible. I recognize so many of you. It's so crazy. But this has been a long journey. And this was a journey that started in 2015, probably started 20 years before that. People used to say, you're going to run for president? You're going to run? And I always said, no, I don't want. And then one day I said, let's give it a shot. And what I talked about then was the border too. I think it probably was the number one issue for me. Back in 2015, 2016, I talked about the border. And now I talked about the border, but this border is much worse. We fixed the border, it was totally fixed. There was nothing to talk about. 2020, by the way, that election was totally rigged, but that's okay. It was a rigged election. You know the only thing good about it? It showed how bad they are, showed how incompetent, and frankly, historically, this is a much bigger event. If that would have gone like it should have. The bad thing about it is some bad things happen, like a lot of people in our country that wouldn't be in our country right now. So, you know, that's the bad part. But I will say that it started in 2015, and right from the beginning, we went to the top. Day one, they announced Trump, and Trump went to number one and stayed there for the whole primary. And then we took on Hillary. She didn't look too happy today. We took on Hillary. A very nice person, but we took on Hillary and we defeated Hillary, and then we did much better the second time in 2020. You know, we got millions more votes. We got millions, like 10, 12 million more votes than we did the first time. No president has ever gotten that many more votes. I got like 9 million more than anybody else had ever gotten. And they said we lost. And because of that, I said to Melania, what do you think? And she said, you want to do this again? And had we lost, and had I thought we lost, I wouldn't do it again, because that's like the ultimate poll, right? But I knew how well we did, and this time we made it too big to rig. It was so big. They tried like hell. But they tried to do it, and around 9:02 they gave up. Last time they did bad things, and this time they just said, you know, I don't know if you saw Mr. Speaker in Washington, they had placards. They were all set to march. They thought it'd be closer. A gentleman asked me, a very respected gentleman asked me yesterday, how come the polls were so wrong? They showed you winning, but not in a landslide. I said, because people that are true Trumpers are so angry at...
Todos los que logran entender el inglés, ahí me van traduciendo ahí qué es lo que están diciendo.
So when you call somebody from
no le entiendo.
Trump, who are you voting for? They They say, it's none of your business. I'm not telling you. And that was probably 40% of the people they called. So they would discard that one, and they didn't show that. And then when the election happened, you know, the vote came, and it was much different, much higher than, we're going to win, but they really thought, they couldn't believe the one man said, I mean, it was so much higher. We won all 7 swing states. We won the popular vote by millions of votes, which is hard for a Republican. I'll tell you who came through. The unions came through. The auto workers were great. The Teamsters were great. The firemen were great. I think almost every union was great. The only one that weren't great, although Sean was great, and the Teamsters, Sean O'Brien, the head of the Teamsters, was fantastic. But generally speaking, the head of the union was against Trump, but the union would be with us for like 85%. Look what we did with the auto workers in Michigan. Look what we did with the Teamsters. The Teamsters were unbelievable. They were a solid Democrat vote, and they voted for Trump. So we had a great experience. This has been, now we have to go to work and get it done because we have to do something that's going to be great. We're going to turn our country around, and we're going to turn it around fast. And I think this was a better speech than the one I made upstairs, okay? I think this was better, JD. I think this was much better, and I got to see my friend. So, Governor, take care of yourself. You call me, we'll start working. You know what that means with him. He's going to be calling me tomorrow morning at about 6. And I said, how about next week? You call me and we're going to get it started real fast. We'll really help you a lot. You've done a fantastic job protecting something which is, it's not supposed to be for the states. And amazing job you've done. Thank you very much. And I want to thank everybody. And I have a First Lady who's been incredible. I shouldn't say this. I'm going to get hell when I say this, but her feet are absolutely aching, you know, those heels. And we thought we were leaving. We were going home. Sir, would you be able to go down and say hello to some of your other fans that are here? I said, oh, I didn't know that. Wow. Did you get to see pretty clearly the picture, I hope? Good. That's good. But because you wouldn't want to make the same sweet speech again, right? But she said, darling, I love you so much, but my feet are killing me. I said, honey, let me just see how far it is. I asked the person. Oh, not that long, maybe 400 or 500 yards. That's 5-foot ball fields. I said, can you make it? She said, we're going to make it no matter what. We're going to make it because we have to get right. Right? And then we went out to the helicopter, though, just prior to this and said goodbye. And it's a custom, and the wind is blowing like crazy. And with the hat that she's wearing, she almost blew away. We almost lost her. She was being elevated off the ground. She almost blew away. No, so we all appreciate it because you've been a great First Lady, a beautiful and a great First Lady. And they love our First Lady. You know, JD, whenever I make a speech, I see hundreds of times, love our First Lady. And they do, and they should. She's great. So I just want to thank you very much. I just want to thank everybody. And I felt that, I said to JD, should we give him the A treatment, the B treatment, the C, the D, or the F? You know what the F is? Hello, everybody. Thank you for being here. Bye-bye. I gave you the A+ treatment. Thank you. Thank you all. Thank you, Governor. Thank you all very much. Appreciate it.
Hey everybody, we are here live outside the DC detention facility. It's about a mile or so from the capital. It's better known as the DC jail. It's where some of the people who've been serving time are awaiting trial or awaiting sentencing for taking part in the attack on the Capitol on January 6, 2021. Some of them have been serving time here. It's also been the place for more than the past 900 nights, activists like these ones have been gathering to call for the release of these people who are behind bars here. And today's obviously a very big day because they are expecting pardons to come anytime in the next little while. And I want to speak to one of the activists here. I want to find Sherry. This is one of the activists who's been... Sherry's one of the J6 activists who has been here for more than 900 nights outside the DC jail. And gonna see. Hey Sherry, do you mind? How are you doing? You're staying warm.
Well, we're getting ready to heat more water for coffee.
Great. Sherry, I was just telling the CNN audience that you've been out here for more than 900 nights.
Yes.
Can you tell us why?
Well, I have been out here for over 900 nights because, you know, our country, with the last administration, I'm happy to say today, has prosecuted American patriots, some of the strongest patriots that America has to offer. They have prosecuted them and tried to silence their voices and put them in prison for crimes they didn't commit. Most of them have no criminal history whatsoever. We have given them, in 900 days, we have given them a voice in which the government tried to take away from them. And that's what we're out here to do. We're here to make sure that these men and women are set free and that their voices aren't silenced, that their stories will be heard. And we want our J6ers home.
And now, of course, the Department of Justice and others will say, look, all of the people who are serving time here are going through a fair process or have gone through a fair process. But even within the Republican Party, there is a debate, an argument as to say, should everybody be pardoned, or should folks who, for instance, people who attacked police officers or Proud Boys or members of the Oath Keepers militia, there's even some within the Republican Party who say those folks should not be pardoned. Do you think everybody should be pardoned?
I absolutely think everyone should be pardoned because, you know, you say that there were violent crimes that happened that day. Yes, there were, but 90% of what the government considered violent crimes were patriots simply trying to protect other Americans. And as far as a fair process, absolutely not. None of these J6ers have gone through a fair judicial process in this country. They have been stonewalled. They have not been allowed to present evidence so that they could prove their innocence. Everything they've tried to do has absolutely been held against them. Exculpatory evidence has been stricken from court. Prosecuting attorneys, public defenders that absolutely did not fight for their rights. And it has not been a fair process. Everyone that did commit crimes that day, they have served their sentences and did not get a fair trial, and they do need to be let out of prison.
And look, obviously, we'll say that from the perspective of some of the prosecutors you mentioned, of course, the Department of Justice, again, they will say this was a fair process. They'll probably point to that, people who've also gone through the criminal justice system might feel the same way, that they were hard done by, but they will, of course, say that justice was served here. Sherry, just talk to me a little bit about what you expect to happen today.